Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Power Rangers Centurion, the only Rem Alternis live stream that proves that places can be just as weird as Angel Grove, unfortunately. Before we begin, I want to congratulate Isabits again for winning the Baked Good raffle. Um, it's very exciting to be able to send you a baked good and to thank you for supporting me in my MFA move that I have going on. For anyone that wants to be a part of that and either didn't get to enter the Baked Good raffle or would like to win something else, I do want to take this moment before I go into Jam Headspace to premiere the May contest here. It does involve Destination Investigations, which is the ghost hunting stream I did during the streamathon. So if you missed the pilot episode, you can keep an eye on the Rem Alternis YouTube because all the streams from the streamathon will eventually be up on the YouTube. But if you want to be part of a very special one shot outside of the 20 episodes that are going to be recorded in Rem After Dark, and especially if you like the phrase Angie Aries, the house that murder built, you're going to have an opportunity to be a part of the Destination Investigations Ghost Hunting Squad. I'm going to be auctioning off seats auction style. So basically, the highest bid at the end of May is going to win a seat at the table as one of the investigators. If you want to find out more, you can. You have to be in the Rem Alternus Discord or on Discord and contact me so that I can keep track of things. But the Rem Alternus Discord will be the place where I'll be posting most of that information. So keep an eyeball on that if you want to be a ghost hunter. This is about as close as real life as it gets. Both Isabits and Grimnack were in my pilot episode, and they had a good time, as evidenced by everyone's favorite fictional, maybe not so fictional factory, and all the chaos that happened in there. Um, so yeah, that's going to be a good time. I also want to thank Rem Alternis for the opportunity to live our best lives here as we head into Centurion Ridge again and to explore the Power Rangers TTRPG written by Renegade Game Studios and using the Essence 20 system, which also has a G.I. Joe, a Transformers, My Little Pony game, and a field manual for if you want to mix all four of those things together. Um, I'm also campaigning to see if they'll let me write a Mighty Max game because I would absolutely love to bring Polly Pocket into the Renegade Game Systems universe. That's my own personal mission in life. Before I go off on a tangent, let's go around the table and the teens with attitude can introduce themselves once again. Hello, teens! While you are introducing yourself, please roll me a d6. And I'm going to start off with Alex, who is here. Alex slash Ace when they are their guitarist persona. Hello.
Hey, how are you? I'm Eric, playing Alex, Ace. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Uh,
And I got a 2.
you got a 2, so 2 is taken. So if you get a 2, you will need to roll that d6 again. Let me just put that in so I know what I'm doing. Our favorite saucy Pink Ranger, as opposed to our favorite jock Pink Ranger, is here. Felix Boucheron.
Hi. Thanks for being here on stream. My name is John Blair. I'm playing Felix Boucheron here on Power Rangers Centurion. You can also hear me as Brick Kerrigan in the Power Rangers podcast. And I just did a little one shot for Streamathon with you guys where I played Brick, and it was super fun. I really liked that game.
That is on YouTube now, by the way. I don't know how that happened by the miracle of the power of Isabeth, but the Empty Valley one shot from the Streamathon is on YouTube. So, yeah.
My D6 is a 6.
All right. Okay, and then we're gonna go to Isabeth slash Freya slash Jane slash Jules slash whatever your Yellow Ranger is on the night when you play a Yellow Ranger. I don't know what your Yellow Ranger name is.
Tessa is my Yellow Ranger's name. I'm
Tessa.
Elizabeth, or Isabeth. I'm here all the time. I'm here every other Wednesday for Centurion. I'm here every other Friday for Well of the Worlds. I am also on the Alternia Archives with the Becoming Mighty and Morphin podcast as Jane, the Red Ranger. I am every other Tuesday. I'm on Lucas G Variety as the Yellow Ranger for Power Rangers. I get around. Here. Oh right, and a D6.
You
I'm sorry.
also D6, yes. While you do that, you also have a casting call out in the Realm Alternis Discord. You're looking for players for Blades in the Dark. Is that correct?
I am.
Or is that already filled? Because you put that out like 2 days ago, so it might be filled by now.
I have 5 confirmed right now. One of them has said if some new player wants to come and join us, she will back out so we can have some new voices on the Alternia Archives. So I maybe at least have one slot, maybe 2 slots. But yeah, I am going to be recording a short, maybe 6-ish episode or session Blades in the Dark campaign for podcast.
Okay. And it looks like you got a 5.
I got a 5, yes. And yes, the first 3 games from the Streamathon are on our Realm Alternis YouTube. That would be Team Badger, Power Rangers, and Tales of Zadia. The rest of them will be coming. I just ran out of time today, so.
Not like you already do all the things. Perfectly fine.
Seriously.
Yes. I don't know where you find the time. I think you're secretly a clone of yourself, and that's how it happens when just one of you does all
I am an insomniac, so I don't sleep. that is my secret. I just don't sleep.
I can confirm this.
We'll go full Fight Club one day is what's going to happen. You'll have an imaginary person that's actually just you doing all this stuff.
You know, I'm down for that. I'm okay with that.
Katie has returned. Hello, Katie. Welcome to our favorite Yellow Ranger. Hello.
So, as is evidenced by already today, I am just chaos. So, hi, I'm Katie. I play Leah McKenzie, the Yellow Ranger, and I'm ready to get back into it. This is I missed doing it a couple weekends ago, but I had things to do. I had things that I had to do. So
fabulous and beautiful things.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have you go. I'm gonna have you do your introductions last, Link, so we can kind of settle into the world. But I'll let everyone know what the D6 they rolled for was for before you introduce yourself, Link. So the D6 was to tell me what apartment you got in Ernie's pawn shop in the apartments above. Well, the lofts, flats, sparsely decorated. Leia, you are on the 2nd floor and your window faces the street. If you have looked in the cabinetry, you have found some off-brand toaster pastries in the cabinetry that someone left behind. They are not expired. They are fresh. Alex, you are on the 2nd floor as well. Your window faces the inner parking lot where Freddy's blue van that rescued you all last episode is parked, and it has a little parking in the back and space to do like Mythbusters and testing out large pieces of equipment. You find a couple cans of like beef stew that is unexpired in cabinetry there. Jules, you ended up on the 3rd floor. You have the same window as Alex. It faces the parking lot. You found tuna fish and crackers in your apartment. You don't have to eat them. I'm just telling you what you found when you looked in the cabinetry to see if there was any food in there. And Felix, you ended up on the 3rd floor. Your window is no window. It actually is a little balcony. You have a fire escape, like window balcony thing. In my mind, I'm not quite sure how to describe it. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Like you have the window that opens, it has a little great balcony, and you've got a fire escape thing there.
I can kind of follow that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You ended up finding in your cabinetry, you found brownie mix and a couple of disposable pans. Whoever was in your little apartment loft last as a college student left them behind. And then I'm gonna have Gribnak. You can please introduce yourself and roll. You need to get a 3 or a 4. Those are the options you have left. So
can I just roll a D2 instead?
Roll a D4. actually.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do that. Hi, I'm Gribnak. I'm here for Centurion on this Wednesday and on Well of the Worlds on Friday with Isabits. On Tuesdays, you can find me on Lucas G Variety. We play alternating between Power Rangers there, where I'm playing the Green Ranger, and Fallout on the opposite Tuesdays, where I am playing Lucky, the luckiest man in the world. I say he's the luckiest man in the world. I have a luck of 9, and that is ridiculous. Anyway, let's see.
I love that. Just so people watching know, there is no Well of the Worlds this Friday night. Just so people are aware, so you don't tune in and miss that. I will say that one on the D4 was a 3, just for simplicity's sake. And
Yep.
you ended up on the second floor. You actually have the loft
Other
space
balcony?
below. Yes, you have the other balcony. It's the same fire escape, but it's the other balcony. You found flavored seltzer water in your fridge. All the fridges do work, and you have like a little microwave in there. So yeah, so you each found something while you were looking. And also, thank you all to the viewers who have found us, and thank you for tuning in. The story is not just ours, it's also yours. And just like Rangers can influence the story by using story points, every Ranger, please make sure to take your story point for being in this episode. You can influence the story too. You can become a member of the Ridge Ranger Ally Club today. You can follow the Rem Alternis Twitch channel, and that will allow you to gift an extra story point to a Ranger of your choice. And for an amount of bits, there are also Ernie Coppers, Alpha Silvers, Radbug Golds, or the elusive Morphin Master Point to give away, which is given to the Ranger of your choice when you subscribe to the Realm Alternus Twitch, which you are watching if you are watching this live. It's a very powerful gesture of community, and we thank you for it. And we also thank you by now ending the beginning and actually officially returning to Centurion Ridge as Ivan Ooze continues to corrupt the city. And as those Rangers famously in Angel Grove like to say, it's time to get more phenomenal. All right. So we're going to start tonight's episode with Link. At the end of last episode, you just kind of gotten into your room, gotten a chance to look around. It's a little loft space. You have like a bed. There's a little kitchenette, which later you'll find the flavored water in. There's your fire escape you've got right there, and there is a little TV. It wasn't turned on. It's kind of old. You don't actually know if it works or not. But when you set your when you set your morpher down, or it got close enough to the TV for whatever reason, maybe while you were like looking out the window, looking at the nasty darkness of the darkened clouds of the sky, Alpha 5, the robot, did pop up, which is the same robot that was on the TV that got exploded in the escape the room lobby. And you hear him say, I'm so glad I was able to get through. And that's where we'll begin this episode with Link. You have managed to get in touch with Alpha 5 somehow.
Oh, hey, it's you. Hi.
Hi,
What
hi,
was the,
hi. Hello.
what was the thing with the big purple guy and the
Oh,
explain?
oh, yes. Okay, I'll explain as best as I can. Um, so I actually have this on my. So his name is Ivan Ooze. He is a being from the dawn of time, as far as we can tell. He hatches from an egg. I don't know if you got to see the egg or not. Um, basically, Ivan is made of the cruel emotions within humanity's hearts on whatever planet he's on. Um, he tends to like to surround himself with generals, and he has these little minions that are kind of bird humanoids that he is copying from a planet that is no longer with us. And so he's not a good person. He's a rather vile creature. Um, we could kind of start to feel his magic moving, which was why we decided, even though Zordon and I can't be there in person, that we would create some Power Rangers to look over the city, and I'm glad we did it in time. I'm sorry. Usually, there's like a speech and like a training period, so I'm sorry your first day. I hope it wasn't too bad. You look. Did everybody survive? Is everybody okay?
I mean, maybe we did the team, I guess. Um,
Oh, good,
should
good.
I get everybody else? Like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Oh, well, I mean, you should take great comfort usually when someone becomes a Power Ranger, they don't know what they're doing right away. That's okay. It's kind of a learn on the job sort of thing. You can get everyone else if they want. I'm working on increasing my communication capability. Something is cutting through, but I was able to get the signal to you to your room, so I can answer any questions you have, or let you know about the red spectrum if you'd like. Anything you need while I can. I don't know how long this will last. I'm going to keep working on it.
Um,
Something is obstructing the signal, so.
okay. So the guy in the black, he told me I'm supposed to be the leader. Is that true? I don't know how to lead people.
Oh, well, traditionalists would say yes. The Red Ranger is traditionally the leader, but there have also been cases of the Pink Ranger being the leader. There have been cases of sometimes the Blue Ranger steps up. I technically there's not really a leadership structure, but there do tend to be rangers that step into like a point position. You don't need to feel the pressure to do that though. If another ranger is telling you you have to be something in particular, I would tell them that's not accurate because every ranger is a little different. So it may not be, but you may also be able to step into leadership the more you do. Uh, the more you do activity as a ranger, it's really hard to say when you've just started.
Okay. Hold on. He's gonna stick his head out of the room. Hey, contestants, other people with the thing that we got, you should come into my room, please.
By the way, in yelling that the walls are pretty thin, but so is the floor. So just be aware in yelling that you may have yelled to Ernie as well as everyone else. You didn't, but just so you're aware of that.
That's one of the reasons he
Also,
specified
yeah,
contestants.
contestants. Yes. Okay. So it's up to anyone else if they heard that. If you just decided to lay down and you just like fell asleep, did anyone hear Link's summon?
Um, Felix definitely heard it. He's going to peek down from the fire escape that him and Link share. Kind of like hang over the edge and just be like, "Did you ring?" And then he's gonna kind of like grab the side of the fire escape and like swing into the room.
That's great.
Um,
Um, I'm actually going to have you do an alertness roll, not an acrobatics roll. I'm going to have you do an
Alertness.
alertness roll. Yes, please.
Why? Okay.
Don't worry, it's fine. You're so suspicious. I've never done anything
You
harmful.
you have given as a GM, you have given me plenty reason to be suspicious of rolls. I got a 2.
You notice nothing. You are concentrated on the fire escape and not embarrassingly falling down. Which you do well. It's a very solid fire escape. The air does kind of feel just generally for all of you. If you've opened your window to like bring fresh air in the room, the air does feel very heavy, like right before a tornado. But there's and though the clouds are dark, none of them have that weird black green color that would signify an actual tornado, but it's not the friendly skies. Friendly skies are not a thing happening right now. It looks like it could be bad any second.
Um, are there like so there's a bed? Are there any like chairs or anything in the room?
Nope. The college students took most of their stuff with them when they left. Yeah. So
Okay,
someone could run down and get like a camping chair or something from like the camping area in that weird loft space they have in the pawn shop, but that might take more time than you have. There's plenty of
sure.
floor space though.
There's
Uh,
there's
that,
the red there's the red saucer on the screen, and where's everybody else?
oh, it's the little robot man that gave us our powers. How are you doing?
Well, I mean, technically, Zordon gives you powers. I'm just kind of Zordon's hands. But thank you. Yes, I guess in a way I did give you your powers. That's just weird. I don't normally do that. But hello,
Zordon.
you look.
Uh,
Uh, yeah. Hello, I'm Alpha Five. It's me.
Hi. Does this Zordon know about this purple booger man that is
Yes.
taking control of the city here?
Yes. He said
Yep,
he hatches out of an egg, and he's made out of like evil emotions.
yep. That's Ivan
Hmm.
for you. Yes, we got readings that his magic was rising, and so it became imperative to create a ranger force because, as you can tell, he likes to do bad things, and he has done some bad things. I'm guessing. He did make a TV explode, if nothing else. I don't know what it was like for you after the TV exploded, but you're alive. That's good. That's like better than 60% of people do against Ivan.
Bird monsters.
Oh yeah,
Big.
they have a name. They're called Tangas.
Yeah.
Well,
Where's
that's the
everybody
name they
else?
have on the planet they're from. I don't know if Ivan calls them Tangas, but that's what we call them. 'Cause that's their name from the planet they're from.
Okay, Mr. Alpha 5, is it you said?
Yes.
I'm just curious. Did you sort of run a diagnostic on each of us to figure out if this was something we would be capable of doing? Because um I've been shot multiple times by my team members. So, uh I'm just wondering if there's sort of like can we be tested on whether or not these powers that we should even have these, or do you just give these out to people willy-nilly, or how what exactly is your vetting process for rangers specifically?
Oh, well, partially it's the spectrum grid. It chooses you. Each color has a little bit of a different way that they help to protect their city and kind of different emotional things they like to do, different places they take in the team. Like some are more for defense, some enjoy combat more, some enjoy doing technology things more. Um, the so usually you'd have like a little bit of a training period if you were here with us in Angel Grove. We have like a whole arena that you can go into where we have some monsters that you can figure out kind of what your strengths are, but we had to kind of deputize you all on the fly. So unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to do that. And there was a nice speech, and I might see if I can still get that from Zordon. Um, but basically, you kind of had to hit the ground running. It's a little non-traditional, but you seem you know, if a fellow ranger fires on you, you're not going to take very much damage from that because you are very closely linked in the spectrum. But sometimes it does take some time to learn. It's not a perfect process. It's true.
Okay, so you and this Zordon person just decide to make people superheroes.
I well,
Interesting.
technically, yeah. I guess technically that's correct. Yeah, yeah. Jules, are you going to the summons so you can defend yourself, or are you just hanging out in your weird little loft space reading your book and keeping the
Um,
scraps of your sanity?
Jules actually didn't hear any of that because as soon as she got to her room, she pulled her laptop out of her bag and put her earbuds in, and she's listening to music and she's trying to. She's emailing her parents to see if. Did you say the internet's working? I can't remember. Or did we not ask?
The The internet is not working.
Okay.
Even if you have a hotspot on your phone,
Okay.
your hotspot is struggling to keep even a bar.
Okay. She is. She still has her earbuds in. She has music saved on her laptop, so she has her music turned up really loud, and she is frantically trying to connect to something to figure out what is going on. So she didn't actually even hear Link.
I want you to give me a technology roll.
$13.
You eventually kind of connect to website. It's very slow. It feels like you're doing like a 90s style dial-up. But then, like, little bolts of purple lightning seem to move across the Gmail page like little worms. And like your internet just like blacks out completely.
Does it like brick my computer or? No
It
pun
doesn't
intended.
brick your computer, but it does brick like your hotspot internet, like whatever Ivan is doing to the phones. He's also messing with the satellites
Okay.
that would like give you connectivity.
Okay. She is still just on her computer listening to music, trying to figure out if she can fix it, trying to figure out if she can figure out how it's happening, that sort of thing.
Sure. Leia, weird day, long day. There was a cabin full of skulls. There was an emergency beacon monster. Then you were demorphed. What did you do once you found you had this like weird Spartan loft space?
Um, I think she would have probably like gone around and see like sort of what the comfiest stuff is that she can find and sort of make a little nest to sort of play in. And it's long day, stressful, and nests are helpful.
You do manage to get a couple of nice sleeping bags. Like there's a sleeping bag and a mummy bag, but there's not much in the way of comfort necessarily. Um,
Okay.
it is also up to you. Did you hear Link shouting down the hallway?
I think she would have taken a nap, honestly.
Okay.
Probably not.
All right. Alex, what about you? Are you also trying to furiously connect to the internet, just to get a better idea of what's going on?
No, Alex is trying to rub out the bruises and knots he has from getting beat up a little bit since I'm down in health. Just trying to rest up, and when he hears Link screaming and yelling about something, so he'll grab his jacket and throw it on and head
Give me an
over.
give me an alertness roll as you or an infiltration roll, whichever of your rolls is higher.
Neither.
Okay.
I'll just go with infiltration because I haven't used that one.
Yeah. Okay. You do have like a little shared bathroom at the end of the hallway. Um, you have like a little half bath shower thing in your little apartment, but you have a shared bathroom on the floor. You're not going to find it now, but you will find it later, inconveniently later. There's like a tub of unopened icy hot somebody has just like left under the sink, but you don't find that now because you got a 3, but it's hanging out there. Um, and you can easily get down the stairs, and if you'd like, Link can greet you at the door, or you could run past Link to see Alpha 5, the robot, on the screen.
Oh, I figured I would just go up and if the door is closed, knock. If it's open, just kind of step in. And
Yeah. Well,
It's definitely open.
yeah.
what's all the screaming going about?
It's the robot, the little red saucer man.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
it's
Hello. Hit the screen does that weird thing where it goes up and down a little bit, and he goes, I'm keeping the signal open as long as I can, but any questions you have, now's a good time before whatever is blocking the signal blocks me again.
Where are we?
You're in Centurion Ridge. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, you're still in Centurion Ridge that I'm aware of.
Where's the slime guy?
I cannot pick up on his location that fine right now. Something is going on with communications and the satellites in town. He doesn't have complete control over them, but he has enough control that it's worrisome. From what I can tell, he is still at the mall. He has not moved, but his signature is moving through the city. I don't know quite what that means, unfortunately.
What happened to the green-haired guy who was bossing us around?
Green-haired guy. Green-haired guy. I don't know.
He had
I'm
special
I
armor and like a weird helmet.
oh
He could also go invisible.
some rangers can go invisible.
He kept
Not
saying
all
of them.
it was our
Takes a long
destiny.
time. Oh, well, that's nice. It's nice to have a destiny. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. All rangers have a destiny of some kind. That's why the grid chooses you. Is because you are marked to have a great destiny, whether it's like an concrete thing or it's just the journey of being a ranger. There's a destiny element to it. Some people really like that. Usually, when there's a ceremony, people really like that more. But you didn't get a chance to have a ceremony, so I apologize for that.
hmm.
Okay, so
Right. Well, you've all officially bored me to death, so if there's not going to be any more fighting between the red and the black rangers, I might as well just go back to decorating.
Yeah, go get shot or something.
I hope there's not
Felix
going to
is
be
going
any
to-
fighting. Oh no, you're going to be
Felix
a
is going-
team. What is Felix going to do?
Felix was going to is going to start heading back towards the fire escape.
Okay, Alpha 5 will go. Okay, bye, Pink Ranger. Okay.
Okay, so I want to make sure I got this straight. We're supposed to fight the purple guy, right?
Well, technically, yes. I don't know that I would. I would worry less about him, and I would think about more the people he's going to probably imbue with power. He'll probably call them his generals, but I don't know. I don't know how soon he's going to do that. I will let you know that once he's done that, it will be easier to destroy them first and then take them on. It's like a training thing. So you'll get stronger, and then you'll be able to face Ivan again later. But the more that you battle the stuff Ivan sends out, the more that you'll like be able to push back against his evil and be able to save the city. It makes sense when you do it. It doesn't make as much sense when you just say it.
It's very video game then.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a good chance of us getting beat up and really hurt and never getting to the end boss.
Oh no.
Oh well, that's well. I hope that you do. I'm sorry you feel that way. But we're gonna do our best here in Angel Grove to help you. I'm here. You look like you're in a safe place, which is good. Do you know where you are? Do you need? I can't send you anything, but as much as I can do anything I can from the command center here.
We're in a pawn shop.
Oh, is that what a pawn shop is? It looks very clean.
We're above the pawn shop. Okay, so I have a question. Weapons? Can you do that? Can you give us weapons? Because I feel like all we have is those tiny little, pea shooters, and that's not going to do a lot against, stuff that's bigger than the first thing we fought, which was like a emergency beacon. Made a lot of noise. That was
Well,
kinda
technically,
scary.
we were back up. The first thing we fought was the Ooze guy.
Especially when your teammates are shooting you and not the monsters.
Go to bed.
You didn't want to be part of this, Felix.
Alpha is going to take a moment to think, and he's going to do some typing, and he's going to be like, okay, so there are some ranger groups that do get power weapons that are more powerful than their blasters right away, but not all. It kind of depends on you and how fast you kind of level up. Because the more you do stuff as rangers, the stronger you'll get, the more bonuses you'll get to your armor, and eventually you'll have power weapons. But I can't quite say when you'll get yours because that's kind of up to how much saving of your city you do, which hopefully will be a lot, but hopefully not too much, so you don't get too hurt. Um, yeah, but there's never been a Power Ranger group that did not have some kind of power weapon. Yes.
Is there any way we can turn these things into like communicators so we can actually talk to each other?
I am working on that. That is one thing I'm trying to get through the communication grid to be able to do for you. I'm not having great success yet, and the whole screen kind of glitches a little bit. But Alpha says, I am working on it, I promise, and once I have it figured out, I will communicate you via your morphers. Um, Congratulations on your Ridge morphers. I think we're going to call them Ridge morphers, is what we agreed on.
Okay.
Because you're in Centurion Ridge, so Ridge morpher. It made sense to me. That was my suggestion.
Okay. I mean, I don't have any suggestion for anything else.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, just hold in there. Keep training, keep defending your city, and you'll get stronger. And you'll get stuff. You'll get weapons, and of course, as a ranger, even using your fist and your feet, those are weapons. I have a ranger in one city that just kind of likes to throw themselves at a monster, like they just like run at them and then they just like push them to the ground until they die. Well, not die because they don't really die, but they just kind of push them to the ground until they're not functioning anymore, and that seems to work for them. I don't know that I recommend that, but they seem to enjoy it. So up to you.
Um, how are we going to know where we're supposed to go fight things if we have no way of accessing any information? Do we just wander around the hallway until we hear something and then hopefully we get there?
Well, I would suggest do you have anyone at the pawn shop that is kind of local to the area, or are any of the rangers local to the area?
I'm a local.
Oh, okay. Well, so we have a couple of problems here with communication that if you were able to get to one of the communication interfaces might be helpful. It looks like Ivan Ooze has taken over the phone lines, which is part of what's keeping me out. And there's also some kind of, oh gosh, they told me what this word means, television airwaves. I'm still not sure what a TV
Yes.
is. Someone explained it to me once. So my suggestion is, and it might be good to like talk amongst yourself, probably in the morning because I think it's probably getting late there. If you want to go for the communications via phone or the communications via the television, and that would be helpful because then I'll be able to get through easier. It will let Ooze know that they can't just be in charge of the city. That seems like a pretty good first step. It's proactive. I don't know that I'd recommend doing it at night. But as long as you've got like a base of operations or something like that, it seems like a good first step. Yeah. Or you
Okay.
could just
So
run around the city. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You're your own rangers.
communication is a good first step. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we should secure the bridges too.
Oh, you have bridge. Oh, yes, you have bridges. I forgot. Yes, there is that possibility to secure the bridges. But if you want to talk to me, I would recommend communication and then bridges. Um,
Huh.
that's just the recommendation I have.
Well, if we
I'm big on being able to communicate.
yeah, communication first, then bridges, because then we can get the people out of the downtown area where there aren't monsters.
Yes. Yes. Right now, currently, Ivan is still kind of waking up. So, especially right now, he can't really send out too many monsters beyond the bridge structure you've got in the city. It's quite an elegant structure, but a lot of bridges. I don't know if I would have built a city with that many bridges, but then again, where I'm from, the cities were made of gold, and I've heard that seems silly too. So, who knows?
That does seem excessive.
It was very pretty, though.
Right. So, Link is going to pull out his phone, and he's going to write down, like he's going to open up like an email on his phone, even though it doesn't connect to the internet. He can still store a draft of an email, and he's going to write step 1, restore communication, radios, TV, satellite, and he just like writes down a bunch of things he can think of. Step 2, secure bridges. Step 3, profit? Question mark.
I like that you're not using the Notes app. You're using an email that's not going to send anywhere other than your Notes app. As you are writing that down, Alpha 5 does glitch out, and you hear them say something garbled, and then your TV goes static for a moment, and then you see like Ivan Ooze's face on it. So whatever Alpha 5 is doing, it stopped working, and you just have the gruesome silhouette of Ivan Ooze kind of in your room.
Nope. Turning that TV off now.
All right. Yeah, so that is the information that you got from Alpha 5. In the morning, you will get a chance to kind of come downstairs at your own leisure. When you come downstairs, you do get a better measure of the shop. Now that you've had a night of rest, you are all healed up, even though we don't have traditional D&D damage. Because you are rangers, you do heal up relatively quickly because you were in power armor. You get a better sense when you come downstairs of truly how much stuff Ernie has in his pawn shop. It's all very organized, but it's really a lot of stuff. It's a treasure trove of all the little pieces that civilization would need or want. There's different varieties of tools, cooking equipment, musical equipment, everything a pawn shop would need and more, including propane and propane accessories. Everybody give me whatever roll you think you do for waking up, and we're going to see who comes down first. And Leia, you can just let me know what you think like your wake up roll would be. I can just arbitrarily choose one actually if that's too amorphous for people. Give me a survival roll. Everyone give me a survival roll. That's what we'll do. We'll make survival your wake up roll.
Oh, we get our personal power back, right?
You do get your personal power back.
Hooray.
Everybody rolled low survival. Everybody got like 7 and 6s. That's amazing.
I love how nobody has a skill in survival so far.
Technically, Leia has a D2 in survival. Did everybody roll survival?
I also got a 7. I have a D4 in survival.
Okay, that didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. I'm just going to say, Leia, you're going to wake up first and come down because you went to bed earlier, so you just happen to wake up first. You come downstairs first, and you see Ernie. He's got a couple of trash bags on the counter, and like as you're walking up to say good morning, he pulls out a yellow sweater. It's kind of vintage, and like the parts of it on the cuffs are like paisley. So it's not like new, but it's not the clothes that you became a Power Ranger in yesterday, which are probably kind of sweaty and things like that. And he says, "Oh, good morning. Did you sleep well? I hope you didn't mind the digs any."
No, it was great. I don't really need a lot, so totally fine.
Okay.
I just managed to make like a little nest and just pass out because yesterday was a long day.
Oh, I believe it. I thought because we don't know how much longer the emergency is going to be. I would go through some of the vintage clothing and see if you kids needed anything, because I would assume no one brought like an emergency go bag with them. So if you see anything you like, and he holds up the yellow sweater, it's yours, I guess.
Yeah.
Not even, you can just have it. It's a whole thing. We do have a washer dryer here down on the first floor if anyone feels they need washer dryers. And we do have our own generator, so we won't run out of power, which is not the same everywhere in the city, but at least here we'll have power, we'll have water, we'll be relatively safe. And as you hear that, Leia, the rest of the rangers just kind of begin trickling in downstairs. No, everybody sees Ernie and is like going through clothes. Freddie is not around. Yeah, if you have any questions for Ernie, um, now's a good time for them.
I have a question about the pawn shop. Is it like strictly a pawn shop, or is it more like a resale sort of like
Assignment.
thrift store sort of place? Consignment, yeah.
Not consign. It does happen to serve that purpose. It's relatively big, but it's not like It's called a pawn shop. It's more viewed as that than it is necessarily consignment. But it's a fine line. You can decide how much it's a consignment shop and how much it's a
I'm
pawn
just
shop.
asking, like, if he has clothes, does he also have like furniture and like, you know what I mean, like things like that?
He has some camping chairs, but yeah, no big pieces of furniture. There are a couple of lamps on the walls, so if that's something that you want for your space, you can. He's just gonna give the lamps because he has plenty of stuff going on, but no like big pieces of furniture.
Curtains,
Uh,
decorations.
not really. You'll have to get through the emergency first if you want curtains and decorations, and then maybe you
Oh,
won't want to stay here. Yeah.
we're still in an emergency. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just to remind you, Ernie tries the TV and you hear Ivan Ooze, and then Ernie flips off the TV and he's like, "Nope, no thanks. Just wanted to double check. I've been checking every half an hour since I got up. Still there. Don't listen on the phone line. It's worse. It's worse on the phones. The phones are worse too because like you could call people. At least with the TV, you can shut it off and you can't interact with you. The phones are much worse. Ernie says.
Is it,
Felix is going to make his way down um to the pawn shop or the common area or wherever we're at, and he's basically going to just start rummaging um through the shop to see if there's anything he can kind of like um clothes or um like personal like
Yeah.
maybe like toiletries or things like that, like anything that's kind of useful for him in like this sort of
There are you do find a Tamagotchi, which is not a toiletry, but you do find a Tamagotchi, amusingly enough. Um, but just as you're kind of rummaging through and you've seen the bags of clothes on the counter, um, Freddy comes in bearing some kind of white bag, and it smells delicious. Freddy has gone out and gotten breakfast burritos for everyone, and he says, "Well, good news, bad news. Bad news, still a state of emergency. Still nobody out on the street. Good news, nobody at the supermarket. So free breakfast burritos, y'all. And there are free breakfast burritos."
Real quick out of game question. Do either of these guys know that we're rangers? I couldn't remember.
No, they don't. But Ernie does have a counterpart in Angel Grove. It is his cousin Ernie who runs a juice bar, who's like the weirdo of the family.
Okay.
So he knows of the Power Rangers, but he doesn't like. Nothing has quite connected. Um, you all did save Freddy, but you were demorphed at the time. So you can decide as it's an emergency what constitutes letting them know what you know and what you are.
Since Freddie walked in with the burritos, I said brick. Felix is going to walk up to him and just be like, "Oh, Freddie, my dear, thank you so much. I am starving," and just give him like a very big like hug. And he's going to grab a burrito and start eating it.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. I get squirrely. I can't sit around too long, so like it made more sense for me to go out and get some food and just like I wanted to make sure the cars weren't being weird still because they were weird last night, and that kind of seems to have dissipated. But like none of them are starting except for my van, and that's probably because I take care of it. So
Well, regardless, I really, really appreciate it. Oh my god, these are so good.
I know, and they were a steal. Aha! And Ernie looks at Freddy and goes, don't do that. Don't take advantage of an emergency for puns."
Link is gonna walk over because he is also hungry and grab a burrito and like hold the bag out to everybody else.
Yeah, Leo, grab one.
So
It beats beef stew.
you had beef stew? I had flavored soda water.
What? What flavor is it?
I don't know.
It beats beef stew.
It's pamplemousse.
You don't know?
It's
It was-
pamplemousse flavored water.
Wait,
I have some brownie mix. Would you like to trade?
Ooh, brownies sound really good.
Why don't you use the soda to make the brownies?
Ew. Why would you ruin brownie mix with soda water? Ugh.
Out of GM character, please never try to make brownie mix with flavored soda water. The oven does not like the carbonation. Please do not ask how I know that. Just don't do it, folks. It's not worth it.
Jules did come down. She's in the in the corner somewhere on her computer, still trying to figure out if she can somehow hack her way into something to connect to the internet to get some kind of communications going. Probably not succeeding, but that does not mean she is not going to try.
Okay, so
There is so you find yourself kind of in not the appliances section, but like there's like a little place near like the clocks that you can like sit by, so you've kind of got your like steampunk aesthetic thing going for you.
Yeah, she's just sitting on the floor with her laptop. She has her earbuds in again. She's just on her computer trying to figure out if she can somehow connect somewhere.
okay, so we
Hey,
should
Link,
probably.
do you want to tell her or should I?
Oh yeah, no, we can do that. Can do you mind if we like talk like upstairs? Because I have some stuff that I want to talk to you about, and I have some ideas, and I think we should do some things. Is that
We
cool?
should skip that last one.
Jules?
Are you talking to Jules specifically or to everybody?
Yeah, he's actually like gonna be like Jules, Leia, Felix, and
Yeah, I'll go.
Alex, right? Right? Am I right? Am I wrong? Okay, good.
All
Yeah, we
right.
should talk. Come on. He's
Let's
gonna
all
take his
go upstairs and listen to what Red Leader has to say.
breakfast burrito. He's like, Ernie, can I take another Gatorade? Is that cool with you?
Yeah, it's an emergency. I mean, eventually you'll have to find your own Gatorade, but in so much as it's safe, there are my Gatorades.
All right. I have some ideas for that. Thanks to. Yeah. Anyway, he's gonna go upstairs.
Just so you know, Jules did have her earbuds in. She didn't hear a word you said. She is not paying attention to anybody. She is focused. So she is not heading upstairs because she does not know that people are going up there.
I will walk over. I will push the top down of the laptop and point upstairs.
Okay, fine. She packs up her stuff and heads upstairs.
All now upstairs. Welcome.
Link is gonna be like he's gonna motion to his room like, all right, everybody in. He's gonna start pacing while he waits for everybody else to kind of get into the room, Okay, so last night my TV turned on and the little red saucer robot showed up, and he suggested that we fix the communication because apparently Purple Guy has taken over, and Freddy came back with food. So I had an idea, like, because the conversation made me think about video games, and I've played survival horror games, and this is pretty close to it. So we need to secure food first. We should go to the grocery store, pack up some stuff, bring it back here, make sure we have food and water, stuff like that. Then we should totally deal with the communication. I have a list, and he like pulls out his phone, and anybody who's looking can just see like a Gmail that he has set up, and like there's this huge like to-do list of things.
Jules is going to take your phone from you, and she's opening her laptop again, and she's actually typing out the list on her laptop.
Right. So the top of the list is like food and water. Then it's communications, phones, TVs, satellite. Then he talks about scoping out enemy bases, secure bridges, and then like there are several fight bad guy steps, and then fight BBEG! Exclamation point.
Excuse me. I
Yeah.
have a question about your list.
Yes.
And she like holds up your phone, and where you put BBEG. What is this?
Oh, right, the big bad evil guy.
Oh, okay. And then on her list in parentheses, she puts that so she knows.
Yeah. So I know my way around the city pretty well. I've lived here my entire life. So if we need to get around the enemies and get places, I know where to go. And he starts pacing, like trying to figure out what to say next. But yeah, secure food. That's the thing we should start with. The breakfast burritos gave me that idea. We should totally get like perishables and other things. That way we don't run out in a state of emergency.
So a thought.
I don't know that should be our first step, though.
But we need to eat.
Maybe we should send the guy with the van to fill the van with food and come back while we take care of the communications.
Like we could go with him, help him like fill the van up faster, especially since the van's the only one that's working, and I'd rather like safety in numbers.
But we kind of have to know what we're supposed to be doing, and we can't really do that without communications. Besides, Jules is having withdrawals over there.
We also have to be able to morph without revealing our identity. And if we have a guy with us, that we're rangers.
Oh.
Yeah, there's those rules things,
I didn't think about that.
Don't tell anybody, don't use it to make money.
Don't use it for personal gain in general, monetary.
Yeah. Well, like if we go like one trip, that's enough food for at least a couple of days.
We can set and go take care of what we were told to take care of.
We weren't told to take care of anything. He just made suggestions when the little saucer robot showed up.
He did kind of emphasize do that so he can communicate with us. Mm-hmm. To get us the weapons and the communicators and all the other good stuff that we were asking about.
And I mean, once the communications are up, we can connect with other people and help them get to safety, right? That's like the thing that we're supposed to do now.
Right, that's why bridges are on the list.
And then we could call Uber Eats to deliver us food.
We could say Instacart. We were on the same list.
But
by the way, the third ranger rule is never escalate a battle without absolutely having to, for anyone keeping score of the 3 ranger directives. But you don't know that. Well, actually, Leia and Ace would.
Felix is going to get up, and because this whole time he's been sitting on Link's bed, and he's going to get up and go, all right, so where should we start with the communications then?
Okay, so Link has an idea where the major telecommunications companies and stuff would be, right, in town.
Yes, I will also say that Ernie does. You don't know this for sure, but you know Ernie at least has like a phone book, and all the phone books in Centurion Ridge have maps, generally speaking. So you're not bereft of knowing where to go to find things.
Hold on. He's gonna go downstairs, grab Ernie's phone book, come back upstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
The real
So he's
thing we have to worry about is getting the purple guy off of the screen. That's
we want
really...
Well, we have to worry about getting the purple guy from controlling all of the communications so we can actually utilize them.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, if you
I mean, we could
get
just
me-
change the channel otherwise. I mean,
If you get me to one of the communication centers, there's a chance that I might be able to not only restore our communications, but maybe block his communications. Maybe. I don't know, but I can try.
I heard something about magic when we were talking to Saucerhead. So
Name's Alpha 5. Just throwing that out there. He does have a name.
oh, okay.
In our defense, I don't believe he was ever introduced to us, so we didn't know.
I mean, it's more just like for reference, because I have a feeling if you called him that, he wouldn't love it too much. And right now, he's our only ally that knows who we are.
Fair enough.
But I did call him Saucerhead to his face.
Did
sort of.
you?
Yeah.
Does he have a face?
he gave him
Yeah.
a robot scowl, but you can't really tell.
That's fair. That's fair. But for future reference, his name's Alpha 5.
Right. Okay.
He's like-
So Alpha 5, right?
Yeah, Jules, if you can hack things, actually, I can probably help you with that. I'm pretty good with computers and stuff. And if I also am really good at blowing things up. So I'm also super willing to blow things up if need be.
Okay. I think hacking should be fine unless we can't do it, but that's not normally a problem for me. But yeah, if I can't get in, then absolutely blow it up, because if I can't get in, then it's probably not hackable.
Fantastic. I like being plan B. And if we find like a generator that has like purple lightning or something around it, I should probably just have some backup explosives just in case, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I hear an affirmative. That's excellent. I will make sure I have it.
I have no idea how to actually respond to that.
We should
Anyway.
just go downstairs and go, hey, Ernie, do you have any C4 laying around that we can borrow?
At the pawn shop, has anyone pawned C4?
Got any
I
hand
will let
grenades
you-
or a rocket launcher?
I will
Please-
let you know that one, that's not going to happen. Two, that a propane tank is going to be too heavy to be in the Morphin Void. Just to let you know, it's going to be too big. So you'll have to work that out. I will also let the audience know that once this discussion has ended, we will be going to break. But I want this discussion to continue because it's delightful. I haven't gotten to Inspiration Point Town yet, but I'm getting there. Because some of these inspirations, including just blow things up after hacking them, I very much enjoy as a human being. So
Okay. All right. So
I'm just going to
we're
start playing the dueling banjos thing on my guitar while they're talking back and forth.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. So he's gonna pull out the phone book and open up the map. Okay. So we're roughly here, and he's gonna point to the where they are, because he's got an idea where the pawn shop is. And I don't know how you want to deal with this. I don't know if we want to be out at night, so we should probably hit up the closest communication center, which is.
Oh yes. So I will just do this as GM, just so that everybody has spatial awareness. So the way that I map this out is that essentially the Ultra Mall is almost the center of downtown right now. Except for it's a little bit to the left because they also have a stadium for sports and they have a really great art center. But for purposes of right now, in your emergency, essentially the mall is the center of your world. And basically you have a fork where if you go south, you're going to hit the phone company, the main phone company in town, and if you go north around the other side of the mall behind it, you're going to hit the TV station. So essentially, you have a fork in the road.
So, what if we just blew up the mall?
Wow.
Can we put that maybe on the back burner?
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did.
There's a poor little robot that flips burgers in the 5th level of that mall. You're just going to destroy a poor little potentially now sentient and potentially evil robot? That's sad. That's so sad.
Reconnaissance mission and rescue the little robot Flippy Burger robot, and then after we rescue the Flippy Burger robot, then we can blow up. We could put like on each corner. Like I have a lot of explosives. And like you put like one in each corner, all and just like.
Where are you hiding these explosives?
Yes, I'm also curious as to where these explosives are. Did you have them with you in the escape the room thing? Because
why didn't we use it to get out of the escape room?
Right.
I don't understand.
Okay. So the mall's not necessarily the big evil thing here.
Oh, it is.
Blowing it up might not help us. And if it is, why would we blow up the enemy's base? If that's his base, we know where he is. It's easier to track than if he's like finding a new location.
Technically, if we blow it up with him inside, we solve 2 problems with 1 step.
Yeah.
But we're not guaranteed to kill him.
First step should be still communications, I think, because that seems like a really big project, and I think we need to work up to that. So my idea.
And then we can do it remotely.
Yeah, sure. So my idea is, and normally she's very like quiet and shy and timid, but she gets like a very like almost school teacher like attitude, and she's like,
the cats.
if it was me, I would take over the main communications tower. If I was evil, I would take over that and maybe the TV stations. So I think maybe we should avoid those because they're probably filled with enemies. I think maybe we should go for one of the smaller ones and then we can try to backdoor our way into the system from there.
Okay. Can I see the map real quick?
Here?
Okay, so she's going to take the map, she's going to put it on the surface near her, and out of her pocket, she's pulling these stickers that she has always with her, which are little bombs, and just sticking a bomb on the mall.
Okay.
What?
Anyway, like I was saying,
You do know that implicates you on a federal case, right?
No one knows that I have bombs.
Let's put a pin in that one.
so
Or pull the pin out of it.
No. Let's leave the pin in it, and I'd like to avoid, big booms if we can avoid big booms.
out of GM, I will let you know mass destruction, in so much as you can avoid it, is probably more going to be frowned upon by the Morphin Masters if you just start pell-mell destroying things without cause too. So just so you're aware, you can do it, but it might be frowned upon logistically by one of the 3 Ranger directives.
Okay.
It might, but if he happens to be in there.
Okay, is everybody
We just have to get him to start the
about
fight.
This? I believe we should follow what Jules has said and head towards some sort of television communication tower. If not, we're going to be here all day discussing which buildings to blow up and how much food do we need and all of these other things that are not going to help us in any way in the current moment. I think we should all dust ourselves off, pick ourselves up, and head towards our first goal, which should be one of the communication towers. Is everybody ready to go?
Yeah. Has
Wonderful.
vintage thingy on. Sweater.
thank you, fancy man. So,
You're
Link,
welcome, Bookworm.
you know this place better than I do. Where would the closest smaller communications tower be that we could get to?
Well, there's a radio station not too far from here. I don't know if that'll help. There's like some tel towers closer to the mall.
Oh, I think maybe we should avoid the mall for right now. We could, I guess, try the radio station and see if I can get in that way. I make no promises, but I will try this. I'm very good at this, but I don't know how hard it's going to be. So, but I can try.
I never really paid attention to where the. But give me a few minutes. I could probably figure it out just by looking at the map.
Okay,
We could go outside and look up and find them too.
that is true. We could do that.
By the way, the radio station is going to be on the same street as where the phone company is. So 2 birds, 1 stone. If that's the way you want to go. Well, 2 tangas, 1 stone, I guess.
I mean, I'm down for taking over the phone company entirely, because if I remember, Ernie said the phones are worse than the TV. And while they're defended, if we have to, we're gonna need to go in there eventually.
Yeah, but our armor or whatever you want to call it isn't recharged yet. So if we're gonna do that, we need to wait until we have our armor.
It's been about 12 hours.
Oh, never mind.
Say,
Rewind that. I'm just kidding.
we slept.
Okay. Well, once you check out the radio station, if that doesn't work out, we won't be too far away from the phone company. There's going to be a couple of cell towers near there, so if necessary, we could hit up one of those.
It's true. And as this plan is coming together, let's go ahead and take our 10-minute break, slightly later than probably I'd normally do it, but it'll be fine. So we'll do a 10-minute break, and we'll see everyone again in 10 minutes for the taking over of whatever I decide the radio station's name is. See you in 10. Welcome back one and all to Centurion Ridge, where things are weird, but I'm weirder. Have a good time with this second half of this part of the adventure. So the Rangers have chosen for their fork in the road to go toward KRCR. All call signs west of Mississippi for radio stations begin with a K. Which is kind of an interesting thing that you now know. And so, in heading that direction, what you're finding as you walk, and you can, there's enough room on the street where you can walk next to each other if you want, or like with someone in front and a couple of people behind. So you don't see any tangas. The sky is still kind of angry, but there's no purple lighting that you can tell. Whatever the tangas were doing last night, they were moving cars around. So, like, Ivan has kind of built these weird man-made canyon barricade things out of cars. And so, like, you almost feel like you're walking down a tunnel instead of a street. It doesn't feel as open as it normally does. You also really can't see the mall anymore. It's like Ivan has now built, like, a little castle fence around the Ultra Mall to keep people out. So it does feel a little bit canyony, uh, which Freddy did fail to mention as you were leaving. By the way, what did you guys say to Ernie as you were going? Because he's kind of cool, but it is a little concerning that you're all, like, just leaving.
Going out for pizza. Be back later.
Don't wait up.
Be safe. If you get frozen pizza, we do technically have someone pawned one of those weird outdoor pizza oven things, so we can like set that up in the courtyard, parking lot. I call it a courtyard. So like we can set that up, but like don't put yourself out. Probably come back after dark or before dark. Yeah, I don't think you want to be out after dark. We got a maniac running about. I don't know if you've like noticed the maniac.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, we have. I want to get the lay of the land personally, see what's going on. I'm from here, so I want to know what else is new. And well, if we can find some people and bring them to safety, that's a good thing too, right?
Yeah, I hope everyone's safe indoors. But if you find anyone, yes, please please go ahead. Freddy is off siphoning gas somewhere for his van, so you don't have use of the van. But you can probably walk pretty safely right now. The bridges are still down. It looks like, so who knows?
Yeah.
On
Also,
our way out, Felix is going to like put his hands on Ernie's shoulders and just say, "Thank you so much for your hospitality. We really appreciate it. We're just going to go and try and get a little bit of fresh air. Everyone's starting to get a little testy, so we'll be right back."
Oh, sure, yeah, just be back before dark. You're adults; you can do whatever you want. Just like it feels like it's safe when there's like light, So yeah, just be safe. Remember to relatch the gate. Don't lock it because then Freddy will be locked out. But like, remember to relatch the gate. It's a little jammy, but you'll be fine. Be safe. Whatever's going on. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, as you walk, you do get that canyony type feel. As you get closer to KRCR, local Centurion Ridge radio, you start to hear a sound, and it sounds like a jackhammer. Um, and as you turn around a bend in the road, you notice what I'm charitably calling the jackhammer monster, and some tangas surrounding the jackhammer monster. Let me show you this picture I created of the jackhammer monster. Um, so there's a sentient jackhammer on the road and some tangas, and they seem to be grouped around an intersection. And they're kind of like digging into the road.
Is this in like our direct path?
Yes, it is in the direct path. It's like you can go off of it, but they're like in the center of an intersection. So you can't get around them.
I mean, that monster seems like it could do all kinds of, like, restrict us in all kinds of ways. We should probably
not
deal with
yoga.
it. What? What does
Can't
yoga
do
have to do
yoga.
with it?
He's not flexible, so we could challenge him to a yoga off or something and embarrass him.
Read on you. Sometimes you're very serious, and then other times you
Oh, I'm
make such
deadly serious
interesting
about this.
jokes.
If we can get him to try to do downward dog or something, we can take him.
So everyone give me an alertness roll, please.
I failed.
Jules got a 13.
Jules got a 13.
5.
A 5 is a failure. That is correct.
Oh yeah.
Leia, you got a 20. You got a 23. Leia, congratulations.
Are we being surprised in any way?
That
You're
does
not currently. You're not currently being surprised. No.
Leah's definitely not going to get surprised at all.
I rolled this 16 with a snag. I want everyone to know that this is a very lucky alertness roll.
Very impressive.
It's true. All right. So Leia, Link, and Felix, as you're talking amongst yourself, because Jules, yours was just a little low that you don't quite hear this. You hear the jackhammer say, "Oh, I think I see the communication line. It's buried underneath the street."
Oh no, they're trying to cut the lines. Should we, like, armor up? I don't think we should fight a monster like that in our cities.
We could
Sounds
morph.
like that's your call to make, Red Leader.
Okay, so what did he say we had to do?
Not escalate the violence.
But
I don't
They-
know. That's one of the rules.
They haven't technically started a fight yet.
okay, but I don't think they're going to listen to us if we tell them to stop.
But if we tell them to stop and they say, "Bite me," for
If
lack
they
of,
say no, then we can beat them up.
we can't
Okay,
guns blazing.
okay.
There were other words I almost used, and then I realized this is probably meant to be a PG type situation. So,
But
All right, well,
Thank you for-
can we at
thank you
least
for using-
prepare and put our armor on?
because
No. Okay.
You might think we're going to attack.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
I'm-
How about this?
close.
I'm pretty good at talking to people. I'll go out there. I'll see if I can convince them to stop. And if things go bad, you come save me, and I'll run away, transform, and come back and help you.
Huh?
Or you could say you want to help and thwart their plans.
Huh? How do I help them?
You're not
Okay,
confused.
so as the GM, I'm going to let you know that you're overthinking it. I will let you know that escalating something in the Ranger Directive is to do so needlessly. If you see a monster created by your quote unquote main villain, the assumption is that you're going to transform. A part of the reason they don't necessarily do it in the TV show right away is because that's how
They have to
only
get
so-
FaceTime.
yeah, they have to get FaceTime. So in this universe, you don't need the FaceTime because it's all happening in theater of the mind, except for the lovely pictures I draw. So, like, yeah, you've seen the monster, so you can go ahead and armor up in however you'd like, and you're not going to have. If you did it needlessly, there'd be consequences, but I do not consider this like a needless event. So,
Okay.
overthinking is my specialty. Pretty sure.
along with explosives.
All right, so
Okay.
we morph and then you throw the explosives. I like this plan.
Always.
But you might damage the communication line. We need it.
I'm
No,
not.
it's still buried.
I'm not going. It's just general rule of thumb. I morph, then I throw explosives. I'm not necessarily going to morph and throw explosives this time. But that would be the general.
Okay. All right. Armor up. And enough about the explosives. No, the explosives. Armor up. It's morphin' time.
You're not my real dad.
You're not my boss. Don't tell me what to do.
Okay. If everybody wants to roll initiative, we can use initiative to decide the order that you go in. I heard a no.
Oh, I like that idea. I like that idea.
I feel like that's the best use. So let's just do initiative that I totally didn't already do for the villains you're going to be facing.
Felix got a 16.
16.
Jules got a
21.
Oh, I gotta do. I gotta do your initiative.
Time I'll be much more prepared.
It happens. You got a 20, Leia. Yep, did really great initiative. Jules, what'd you get?
I got a 5.
You got a 5. All right. Link, what'd you get?
23.
He leads
Got
the
a
board.
23. That's fabulous.
How fitting.
Is that everyone? Ace, what did Ace get?
21.
21. Look at y'all. Look at you eager to fight. That's great. Fabulous.
Then there's Jules.
Jules got a 5. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Jules, you're still.
I am a computer
maybe you
nerd,
have
not a
feelings.
fighter. Yeah, I'm not a fighter. I am a computer nerd.
It happens. All right, Link, we're going to have you morph first, please. However you would morph, remember you have a Ridge morpher, so you have a 3-digit code, and then you have your morph style, however you think that looks.
I should have thought about that, but I really didn't. I also forgot what my code is, so I have to go look it up now.
Okay. So let's so you know this for next time. So you know to do this for next time because I want to make sure we can get to some of the battle. Let's just say you've input your code and it says code accepted, and you transform into your red armor. Um, then we're gonna have Ace. You are next.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing because my notebook that I use is not at the house.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. You put in your 3-digit code. Your code is accepted. There is a wall of red energy, then there is a wall of black energy, and it's at this point, as you begin your transformation, that the Tangas and the Jackhammer, sentient Jackhammer, notice you, but they can't really do anything about it because it's just the way it is. Leia, have you given any thought to how the Yellow Ridge Ranger transforms?
Um, I have been not the greatest preparer lately. But she would do I think it's 410 is her number, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so she would put in the 410 and then just like cuz she's been watching like YouTube videos of the original Rangers because she was trying to do homework. And they're just so cool. She'd probably just like do what they do.
That's fair. Um, then let's go with Felix. Go ahead and input your code if you remember your number.
My number is 110. He's going to press enter, and it's time to transform.
As you transform, we actually hear. Everybody actually hears this. Pink power armor upgrade, Centurion level 2.
You
And
don't say.
it's true. It's amazing. It's a mystery, and the Pink Ranger is a level 2 Pink Ranger now, and you have access to all the level 2 Pink Ranger things we've talked about. And then it is Jules' turn.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yes,
Since Alex and I are previous Rangers, are we still level 1 with everybody else?
you are still level 1 for reasons.
Okay.
Yes, I promise it's a good reason, and you'll like it when you get there. But there's a reason to the madness.
Okay. Fair.
By the way, Jules, there was
Yes.
an upgrade, and you were not informed.
What is wrong with this thing? Why didn't mine upgrade? How did you get yours to upgrade? Mine. I should be able to do that on mine. How did you do it? Oh, right, we were doing something. 216, go.
Yes, and you. By the way, Felix, the second that the Blue Ranger transforms and you see the like holster, do you like recoil just a little bit? Just because last time you and the Blue Ranger were fighting, you got shot like twice.
I'm just trying to, I'm keeping her in kind of like in the back of my mind. I'm trying to not pay attention to the things that might cause me ill will.
Are you standing
like
behind me
these,
this time, or are you standing?
I am definitely I am just whatever side of this thing you're on, I am on the opposite side of it.
I don't think it would have mattered last time, to be honest.
Actually, no, you moved out of the way, and then she rolled so low that she had.
Yeah, you moved behind her and she still shot you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of
I rolled
amazing,
a
actually.
1. Yeah, it was bad.
Let's go. Let's go to the top of the combat round now that you have morphed. And so, Link, you are actually number 1. There are 3 Tangas and a Jackhammer monster. You are within everybody's movement range. What would you like to do, Link?
Okay. Well, the jackhammer monster is a problem.
Beefy and has like abs, like straight up abs. Like the jackhammer monster is like beefy.
He's jacked.
Yeah, he's jacked.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. The jackhammer monster probably needs to be dealt with. So Link's gonna run up to the jackhammer monster and he's gonna punch him. There's no other reason not to do that thing.
Give me a might roll on punching,
Punchy, punchy.
and
Punchy,
you need to get
punchy.
a 16 or higher.
Nope.
Uh,
Ooh, can I use a story point? Because that's a 1 on the d20.
that's a 1 on the d20, but it's a 6 overall, so I'm gonna say no.
Isn't like the story point supposed to be usable on a 1 on the d20?
I think it's like a 1 overall, so like Jules could have used it to re-roll.
Okay.
I will look that up to make sure for next time, obviously, but I'm gonna say that for right now.
It's impossible
also,
to have a 1 overall if you have any ranks in a skill, because then you're rolling 2 dice. Your minimum is 2.
I will double check that because I do try to read the book, but there's a lot of information. But I'll say that 6 will stand for right now. Also, because where you tried to punch Jackhammer didn't do any damage, because that is not where Jackhammer is vulnerable at. You basically like hit their arm and it did nothing. They are wearing a safety hat. I don't know if that matters to you or not.
I want it to just not fit.
They have a safety hat. Ace, it is your turn.
Ace is going to get a running start and do a flying kick into Jack Hammer's abs.
Flying kick. I'm gonna say a flying kick is actually acrobatics because you're kicking, but you're flying to do it.
Okay, well then I'm just going to walk up and punch him because I don't have acrobatics, so that would make no sense for me to do that.
You can feel free to run up and punch, and that's going to be a might roll.
Nope. 10.
That's a 10. The other arm is also not its weak point. Leia, what would you like to do?
So, tell me if I can do this. Well, actually,
Sure.
how close are the Tengus, if I'm saying that right,
Yeah.
to our new jacked friend?
They are flocked. They are flocked around your jacked friend. They're just right there. They're within movement speed. Yes.
Okay. So what she wants to do is she wants to run up and sort of. It's kind of like that, like when you see in like Jackie Chan movies where he like uses a wall to run and then like leap off of the wall at something and kick it. She wants to use one of the Tengus as the wall in this situation, and then like kick at Jackhammer's face.
Okay. So you're going to be able to do one of those things because that's 2 standard actions. So you'll be able to do one of those things. If you would like to.
That's really the most important thing.
So you would like to kick the jackhammer.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. So give me that might roll for kicking the jackhammer. Perhaps its jackhammers are its weak spot. You need a 16 or higher. I will roll for you. Did that work? Okay. Currently don't have any points in that, so I will just use the d20. Nope, you got an 8. So that kick meant that the jackhammer is not vulnerable in the jackhammers itself. And it is Felix, it is your turn.
It looks like we're going to have to find this guy's weak spot if we want to deal any damage. So Felix is going to whip out his blaster, and he's
Jeez.
gonna shoot at some tangas. I'm also gonna use a personal power point to use my volley shot to try and shoot 2 of them.
That's fair. They have a toughness of 14.
That's a 20.
That's a 20. Uh, Leia, you kind of duck just by happenstance because that's how like you move when you kick, and like the tanga behind you and the tanga on the other side of you both like just kind of fall down to the ground, and they are prone. They are slightly stronger so they don't go out on one hit, but they are prone and they squawk very loudly. Leia, their squawk is very disconcerting and does not sound human.
Okay.
Yes.
What a
But good job,
perfect
Felix.
shot. Thank you.
It was a perfect shot. All right. Uh so Felix and Jules, this will not affect you, but the Jackhammer is going to do something called Power Stomp, and if let me read how this happens. All right. So Leia, Ace, and Link, give me a brawn roll. Okay, I gotta do it for Leia. So Link, you end up to basically what this does. The jackhammer stomps their feet like a jackhammer would, and basically makes the ground shake. And you go prone if you do not get a 12 or higher on this difficulty roll. Okay, so Link and Leia, you both go prone, and you have half a point of health taken from you. Ace, it does not affect you because you got over 12. And then it is the Tanga's turn. 2 of them are prone, so I can't do anything. There is one Tanga left. It's going to go after you, Felix, to avenge its brethren, and it's going to attempt to punch you. What is your toughness, Felix?
My toughness is
Yes.
a 12. But that's
Alright.
not morphed. So morphed, it's 13.
It would be a 13 if you have the light armor, which I believe is what you have.
Nice.
Okay, so the Tanga rushes at you, but a 6 means that the punch does not connect, but it is right there. Jules, giant bird, humanoid bird, coming your way because you're over there by Jules.
Oh,
Or
okay.
you can attempt the jackhammer. Yeah.
So they're not prone anymore?
No, one of them was not hit by your volley shot because there were 3.
Oh.
So you got 2, but you missed 1. Well, you didn't miss. You just didn't get to fire the one.
Didn't hit it. Right.
Yes.
So we have blade blasters now. That's correct, right?
You do have blade blasters.
Okay.
One form of damage was not enough.
Sorry, my cat's getting into trouble behind me. I would like to pull out my blade master.
Felix, are you feeling
God.
the tension? Do you feel the tension, Felix? Because
Yeah,
you're right
Felix
there.
is gonna.
You're right
Felix
there.
is gonna like out of the corner of his eyes see that she's pulling out the gun and is just gonna, just roll his eyes and just pray to any powers that be that he does not get hit.
there's a blade attached to it, so I'm gonna use the blade this time. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So you're gonna stab him, is what I heard.
Yes. Yes, I am.
That will be a finesse roll.
I want to.
I don't know how good your finesse is, but
I actually have a D6 in finesse, and I have 0 in targeting, which is why I was doing so badly. Hopefully.
yeah.
I'm gonna attack the jackhammer, I think.
Oh, so you're gonna so you can run over and attack the jackhammer. That's fine. And then that will get Felix out of your range in case things go horribly south.
I got a 13.
The 13. It bounces off the jackhammer, and the jackhammer looks at you and goes, "You should serve our master, Ivan Ooze."
You should serve our master, Ivan Ooze. I feel
Like
that's
that.
a good.
No, thank
Yes,
you.
more Sean Connery. No, thank you. Link, you're back up after being prone. That's how. Let me double check how long that works. Actually, so you wouldn't be able to move, but you could still do like a standard action.
No, it would take half my movement range to actually stand up because it's 15 feet of movement. But yeah, he's gonna stand up, and like so far they've been hitting him in like the torso, the legs, the arms. Nothing's been happening, so he's gonna go for the next best thing, and he's gonna try and like Superman punch him in the face. So like jump, pull back the fist, and then bam.
Sure. Please give me that might roll. Superman punch to the face.
Aha! And it's a critical.
20? You actually don't just do damage. You punch off his safety helmet, which is his weak spot. So his safety helmet crumbles as it hits the ground, and a little bit of black goo seeps out of it in black into the ground. But you have done damage, and you have made him vulnerable to all future attacks. He goes, "No, my weak spot!" Just to hammer the point home for everybody.
Hammer.
Yes. Ace, there's a weak spot. You are muted if you are, unless you're just muted for me.
No, I was.
Okay.
I want to pick something up off the ground and smack him in the head with it. Now that he's got a weak spot.
Great. Impromptu thrown weapons, I believe, is also a might roll. So please give me that might roll. Because you're too close to target. That is a 14. You don't. So you're trying to hit the jackhammer. It bounces off. It actually hits one of the tangas. And so you manage to do damage to one of the prone tangas, which is still pretty satisfying.
I'm just gonna put myself in the corner.
Oh, sad. You still did a good. It's still a good time. You still did a good thing. Leia, what would you like to do?
I would like to find a way to hit him in his weak spot.
Hit him in the noggin.
Sure.
With my foot, preferably.
Okay. That is. Let's see what that be. Because he's not that much taller than you guys, but he's tall enough that that's kind of a little bit of a stretch. But if you would like to kick, I will give you that acrobatics. I'll give you that acrobatics, which you have a D4 in, so that should work pretty well. You got a 6. It's a little shaky just because you just got up, so you didn't have like time to like position yourself as well as you would have liked to. But there is a weak spot, so you know that for next time. Felix, it is your turn.
My move. Okay. We're gonna keep. um, I'm going to. There's still. Mm, I'm gonna use this last PowerPoint to do another volley shot and target the other Tenga as well as the what's his name? The jackhammer man.
The jackhammer. I like it because it kind of sounds like he should be a wrestler, but he's an evil villain. That's
21.
a 21. You hit the jackhammer square in its ugly, ugly face, which is super neat. It cries out a little bit. It is very much in pain. It kind of goes down to a knee, but it is still wobbling around. Did you hit one of the tangas as well with your volley shot?
Yes, that was the plan.
Did you want to hit the one
The one that's not
over?
prone, the one that's still
Uh,
like.
Okay. You hit it, and it's close enough that you actually send it prone. It is not very appreciative of that because it got hit in the face and it fell over because that was such a powerful hit. Um, the jackhammer is next. It is not happy, as one would imagine that they would not be. The jackhammer is going to do. The jackhammer is going to attempt to target you, Felix. It has like a
Bring it on,
weird
hardhead.
sound thing. Yes. Let's see how it does. I'm going to say a 20 probably hits your toughness.
It absolutely does. I have a toughness of 13, so.
Yes. So you definitely feel like this weird like vibrational thing as like it shoots vibrational beams out of itself because it has like a sound thing going on. Because that's how jackhammers work on the street in my mind. And so you will take a point of damage. Um, and the Tangas have kind of gotten up, but they're help the jackhammer, so they're not actually going to attack this round. Jules, it's your turn.
I would like to try to stab the jackhammer in the head.
Yes, please do. That is stabbing is going to be a finesse roll.
16?
A 16 actually meets its toughness, so
Yeah.
you stab it, and it goes, no, not for my master, and like ground shakes a little bit as it dissolves, and a jackhammer thuds down onto the earth, and then like black goo moves off of the jackhammer and seeps down. And you can tell that you can actually almost see cord beneath the street. So whatever it was actually trying to do, it had almost gotten there, and you stopped it in time. Once the jackhammer is down, the Tangas they kind of squawk and they kind of amble off of the scene because their whole thing was protecting the jackhammer. You can see the KRCR building in. It's just like right to your right there.
Did you see that? Did you see what I
Way
did?
to go. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, you did so good. And
You were
Felix is
worried
gonna
it
go
was
in
me.
and just
Good at it.
give
So-
Jules a big hug.
She like awkwardly pats his back.
Okay, so should we like cover up the line? Like,
I think so.
Probably.
yeah. So Link's gonna start like covering it up with stuff. Is there like a nearby vehicle?
There is, because they've kind of been used to make these weird proto canyon walls to try to like trap anyone leaving their home. So you can just like grab a tire and just like put a tire in there, and there you go. It's not
Yeah.
ideal, but It would let people know.
Yeah, the whole point of it is to like cover it up with something. So, like the loose rocks and stuff, and then like pile a couple of spare tires on it.
Yeah. By the way, everybody give me an alertness roll, if you please.
Oh my goodness. Jules is still freaked out by the fact that she stabbed something in the head and it melted and disappeared, so she is not very alert at the moment.
I mean, technically, the jackhammer itself is still there. It's like weird black goo that comes off of it.
Ew.
Also, as a scientist, weird black goo and you don't get to have a sample of it? What is that about?
Yeah, she doesn't have anything to collect it with yet, but as soon as she gets something to collect it with, she will absolutely take a sample.
So Link and Ace, as you're surveying the scene, you realize the traffic lights that have been blinking kind of red for just a moment start to blink purple and then go back to blinking red. So whatever Ivan is doing, he's getting control of the traffic lights too. But you have the radio station right there.
Yeah, we should hurry up to the station after we cover up the communication line. Let's go. While we've still got time before these things turn off.
It is not a high difficulty, but I will need an athletics check to get over the cars to get to the station.
Could I maybe convince you to let me roll acrobatics? Like, can I do like a slide or like a flip or something over the car so that I don't have to roll athletics?
If you'd like to do a flip, you can roll acrobatics. That's fine. It's not a high difficulty.
I got an 18, so I look really cool right now.
Yes. Ace, you have a little trouble. Like, you just hit the wrong spot and, like, a muffler falls off in your hand. So you're a little behind everyone. So you guys get to the radio station, and it is locked, but you don't see anyone inside, and it is dark.
Does anybody know how to pick locks?
I'm sure I have something to blow up the lock if you would like.
No, we should probably try and pick the lock.
If you have, somebody could roll alertness if you want to look for a key, or I will hand wave it because there's no like real lock. There is a lock picking kit technically, but I'm not gonna make you go through that. So like an infiltration roll will basically do for any like lock picking sleight of hand stuff.
I was gonna.
Can I do an infiltration roll?
Yeah, give it a shot.
I was gonna look around and see if maybe there was like an unlocked window.
You could also do that if you want to. I am not going to stop you.
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
Then?
Yeah. And it's locked, but it's not a complicated lock, so you could probably figure something out.
Or
yes, so there is a little alleyway. There is a side door that somebody has propped open conveniently, so that 22 you could go in through the side door.
I'm gonna alert the rest of the team. Hey, I found an open door.
So good news, bad news time. The good news is that Ivan Ooze has not taken over to the radio station. The bad news, as we kind of start to end this episode, since we're in hour 2, the bad news is that this is a radio station that was kind of taken over by a conglomerate, and they installed a Dell desktop within like weird AI radio things. So there's not actually like anything here but a table and a computer and a microphone, and none of it is working. It's just basically a shell of a radio station. There's not even anything cool to hack into, Jules. It's a Dell. It's not even a new Dell.
Really? We came all this way. We did all of that stuff, and now I can't even play. That's just. Go figure.
Is there a vending machine in here?
It's like a one-room office with a computer on like an IKEA table and like a microphone pointed down to it like it should have a DJ, but they're just like you're not sure when they sold it off for parts, but like there's nothing going on in this room. It's just a stark reminder of the future of telecommunications, really.
Is it just
What a
that the
jet.
power's not on, or is it just busted?
When you try the light switch, there's literally no power.
Okay. Jules would want to look around to see if she can get the power on, like the circuit breaker or something.
Yeah, if you want to give me a science or technology roll for the alleyway, that is where power is.
I'll do technology and use my specialization in computers, maybe? Could that be a thing that I can do?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Really? A 13.
That's a 13. You get the
Go for a 13.
yeah. A 13 is good. You get the you flip the switch, the power comes back on. They didn't even modify like the boot up screensaver screen, so it's just like a little thing going bop, bop in all the corners. And whoever was here last just like shut down the computer. So there's kind of nothing going on here.
Okay.
But knowing that there's at least a radio station that Ivan has not infiltrated, perhaps that will bring joy to your heart. And of course, right next door, you do have the phone company. It's not the electric company, but it's like that. It's the phone company. And that's where we're going to end the episode this week. I want to thank everybody for playing, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I hope you had as good a time as I did. I hope the jackhammer monster will not haunt your dreams. And we hope that you'll tune in for more Realm Alternis. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the next part of the adventure in Power Rangers Centurion. Have a great night, everyone, and may the power protect you.
Bye.